when you look at a team, what do you actually look for? I'm not sure that we're all looking for various components that make up the total effectiveness of the team. If we see the team as a total system, then things go into the team and the team produces outputs. And if we're being analytical about the team, we can look at the data, the methodology, the tools and techniques that the team take into their process of being a team, and we can analyze the outputs of the team. And of course, this can be results, business results, or it can be upskilling of the team, and it can also be the cultural change involved in that team as well. But the point also is, not only do we not look at the team as a system, we don't look at the individual components in a team as well. And I'm suggesting there are basically 6 components to a team. And when we're analysing a team's performance, it is better to separate these and look at the individual sum of the parts. The reason for that is we can very easily jump to conclusions. Oh, the people aren't in the right roles, the people haven't got the right tools. But in most cases, teams that aren't performing to their greatest ability have a combination of ineffectiveness within all of these components. And it's looking at it in a systems thinking capacity that we enable ourselves to help teams perform better. So let's have a look at these on an individual basis. So first of all teams need some form of direction. So this is a vision, objectives, goals. The team needs to know where it's going, both in the short term and also in the longer term. And that's a critical part, one of the, as I say, 6 components. Also, in some capacity or other, all teams need some form of leadership. Supervisory level, team leader, manager, middle manager, senior manager, depends on the hierarchy of the team, but there needs to be somebody or people that take the mantle of I'm going to lead this, or I am the formal leader of the team. When that is missing in a team, and some organisations try and embrace the idea that it's a cooperative team, we don't need a leader, everybody's experienced. But the reality of it is that when it comes to making big decisions, final decisions, intervening on a blockage, a barrier, then the team becomes stuck if there isn't some structured leadership component. Communication in and communication out of the team I'm treating as one component. So what information does the team need, and what information does the team send out to the wider community? This can be ineffective if not put into the team effectively, and if that team doesn't communicate well with the wider world, then people have concerns about its efficiency, and the team needs to enable itself to communicate well with the wider group. Also within the team, there's the tools, the techniques and the methodologies, just under the general heading here of systems. What problem-solving tools do they use? What chartering mechanisms do they have? What decision-making processes have they got? Those are all the things that live within the systems component. And then the people themselves. Is there formal roles? Are we clear on why people are in that team? All too often, we're involved in looking and assessing teams that have been formed for some considerable time, not necessarily performing, not keeping within the scope of a project. And often we find that roles aren't that clear, but also people are involved in teams for the wrong reasons. People join teams, people are invited into teams because it would be nice if they're there, or it will save us communicating later to that part of the organisation. Every member of the team, and 6 is a very effective number within a team, is there for a very clear reason, and that reason needs to be identified. Then finally, relationships. The way we interact, the way that we go through various stages of team dynamics, all needs to be made aware. Again, when we're looking at teams and teams' performance, we find that teams have never gone through the storming phase, which is natural, never goes through a phase of putting their cards on the table, understanding where we are. So if you take the other old theory, then they formed but they're not really storming. They're never going to get to be a normal team, and then obviously a high performing team. So relationships within the team are very important as well. So just to summarize, look at a team as a complete system with inputs and outputs, and also look at the individual components, because the effectiveness of that team will be an amalgamation of different levels of effectiveness within those individual components. Thank you.